Hi, friends. This is Caitlin. I'm so happy to be back here with you with Pink and Main. Um, Perfect. I saw lots of chatting going on in the comments, which you guys know makes my heart super happy to see everybody getting along and getting to know each other. I saw, who was it? It looked like Gail was first tonight, and then Susan and Virginia were right behind her. I saw Kathleen checking in super early too. Miss Annette's here. Melissa's here to hang out. She's still in Ontario, so she's joining from vacation. Let's see. Allie's here checking in with us. Um, Jody's here. Let's see. Miss Pam's checking in from Kansas City. Linda's here. Darla's checking in from Indiana. Miss Mary's here. Nina's here checking in from Minnesota. I love to see it. Thank you guys all so much for coming to hang out. We are going to be working on a fun ball shaker. Usually I do flat shakers, but we're going to do like a foam frame-ish shaker tonight just to switch it up. Listen, Brennan, if you fail AP US history, I mean, that's on you, friend. I'm glad that you finished your homework. Um, let's see, Anne's checking in here with us. Miss Karen's here. Um, so I do want to say that I sent out 8 or 9 Pink and Main cards today. So if I owed you a card, I did it. And I meant to grab the list of who the last one was. Hold on a second. Do that. Let's see. All right, so I know Maria S, hers went out. I think Gail and Maria P, they already went out. So Miss Judy is getting hers. Karen F, Karen D, who I know I just saw in the chat. Michelle M, Rachel V, Lynn C, and Tammy S. All of your cards went out. And I think I sent out a bonus one too. I'm gonna have to figure out. I didn't write down who that was, but I pulled an extra name. So all of those cards went out today. I'm sorry that I was behind, but at least I am all caught up now. Perfect. Yes, I am always ready for Halloween. I have a skeleton shirt on because, of course, let's see. Allie's about to get a good break. Hey, Connie. Let's see. All right, I think we're caught up. Melissa's already got 50 Christmas cards done. I don't think I'm going to get 50 done between now and January. So you're doing great. Yeah, exactly, Gail. 50 cards. All right, let me go ahead and switch over. We're going to just jump into this one. I went into my stash and I grabbed the Pick of the Patch stamp set. We played with this a little bit. I believe last year it came out. We did like the 3 stack, and I know at some point I used this one, but I just thought they were so cute. I wanted to play with them again. I'm not exactly sure. I think I'm leaning this guy, but we'll figure that out in a little bit. I'm going to start with the like shaker main elements first, and then we can figure out who's going to fit on our shaker front best. So I know that I want some kind of combination of pebble. I grabbed street light, paper, cardstock, and I have the Hello Fall paper pack. So we'll start with those. Let's see if who we're thinking, because the other thing I want to do is bring in some embossed leaf elements. And so I'm not sure they're going to have color. We're going to ink blend them. So I'm worried if I do too much color, it's going to go like a little crazy. But basically, I want the inside of my shaker to be like the back side where the sequins are going to be the yellow. I'm going to have a little mat of pebble around the outside, and I need something that's going to go between them to have the frame cut out of it. I think I'm leaning this orange because I think that'll look really cute with the little scarecrow pumpkin as well. So let's grab that. And these are pumpkins, but the card's definitely going to end up a little more fall than like Halloween. Let's see if this is an A2. No, I had a feeling it looks a little small. So let's grab another sheet of pebble to trim down. And I was prepping card bases before we got started. We're getting ready for our road trip, me and the girls and my mom. So my mom's in the chat, but the secret is she's also upstairs in my house. We're all getting ready for our road trip. My husband and little crazy dog over here are staying here this time. I've been running around like a crazy person trying to get stuff packed, even though I've known that we're going this weekend for like a while. You guys know how it goes. You understand me. All right, so my pebble is trimmed down to 5.5 by 4.25. My street light is cut down a little. We might even trim it more because this, like I said, is going behind our like frame. So the frame I'm gonna cut from, we're gonna trim this. I just want a little bit of the pebble. So we're gonna trim this to 4 by 5.25. Right, and then the yellow should still be yellow, could be a little short. But basically, I want to make sure that I can fit my yellow inside my orange because it's going to be sandwiched like this. And we want to make sure that we can't see the yellow from the outside. So we're looking pretty good. I think that tiny little bit of pebble is good. I really want that to be the focus. You have my extra orange back in here. I love that the new paper pads are like this because I can just keep putting my extra panels back in the bag and it keeps everything together. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna have to go back and read these updates on Virginia because we know I'm a little behind. All right, we're gonna be using the new oblong octagons to cut the frame out of. That's way too big. So that's kind of cool. And I want to do some of these emboss and cut leaves. So I was thinking like one coming in from the top and then like one or two down here at the bottom. So I think that looks like a pretty good size, and it should still, the real test, right? Because you've been here before, you might know I don't like cutting foam skinnier. So if I can fit my uncut foam. Yeah, it fits right on either side, then I don't have to futz with that. We could also go sideways. Wasn't thinking about that. But I want to work on that and cut a couple of the leaves, and then we'll figure out, like I said, which pumpkin. I'm still thinking this guy is going to fit really well. And then we have the coordinating dies for our sentiment, and we'll put that on our clear plastic acetate with our shakies behind it. That's what I'm thinking. All right, so let's, I guess, start with cutting out our frame. Okay, so we want, I'm going to use the little diamond pattern to make sure this is nice and straight. And to also kind of help me get mostly centered. I'm going to put the tape more on the inside because that's the part that's getting trimmed off. Run that through my machine. Did anybody else get to watch Libby last night on, I think it was last night, on the Hero Arts catch-up thing? Because I did, and I learned so much. It was Libby and Nicole Spohr, and both of them are so amazing. But I learned all kinds of fun stuff about Libby. So this piece that it cut has the really cute stitched edges. So we're also going to save that for some other project, you know what I mean, at some point, because it's very cute. Hey, Kendra, I am so sorry. I went and checked out your video. Kendra had a tree fall on her house. I'm so glad that your daughter had moved or gotten out of that room whenever she did, because when you said that, that was so scary. And I'm so glad that she's okay and that you guys are mostly okay. But that's got to be so scary. Yes, Melissa, I think watching the replay with Libby is a great idea because it was a very fun live. Left my scissors. Also was like sewing right before this. Ah, you're feuding. What are you feuding about, Brennan? I see Lori checking in. Missy Ann's here too. She snuck in. She snuck past me. I don't know if I said hi to Nina. Hi, Nina. All right. So I'm going to run my emboss and cut folder through my cutting machine as well. We always go hinge end first because if something's not lined up right and you put the hinge in last, you go open side first, it will break your embossing folder. I tell you from experience. And I'm making sure this goes through completely with good pressure because it's going to emboss and cut it all in one go. I used these on another card for another project a couple weeks ago, my craft roulette first practice run for this year. And it just reminded me how much I love these leaves. They're so beautiful. You get so much detail. So we're going to be adding some of those. Let's see, I'm thinking kind of like that. Maybe coming from the behind the frame even. I was thinking over, but maybe like both. Probably the other way around, right? I like that coming from beneath on the top. And then maybe one of these from the bottom, like that, with like our little pumpkin and then our shaky bits. I just think that's so cute. And a little sentiment. I don't know. That's the vibe for sure. All right, let's ink blend these next. We're going to borrow some colors. I've been on a kick with these distress inks this past 2 weeks. We're just going to stick with that because it's a combination that I'm very much enjoying. It's aged mahogany, crackling campfire, and fossilized amber. Some Taylor Swift, you stay up there on that shelf. Oh, Karen Libby did flocking. I watched part of her live yesterday. She was coloring in a super cute polar bear and penguin, but I definitely didn't make the whole thing because I was still at work. This chair is going to drive me crazy. Okay, we're going to start with some red. This one's the aged mahogany. And I am going, I really need to get a new foam for this color. I'm going to kind of put it in a diagonal. Then we're going to switch to crackling campfire. And we just want to make sure that they overlap a little bit. And then fossilized amber. Get a post-it. I'm trying to have my hands all funky. So we get those really pretty blends. And then sometimes I'll go back into with the like darkest, which for us is that aged mahogany, and just knock down those edges. So pretty. Oh, I'm so glad, Kendra. That's the cool. My favorite thing about the lives is that we can go back and like watch them afterwards. If they disappeared, I would be so sad. But I'm glad that it helped you. So this time I'm starting with the fossilized amber. And if you want a fourth color or you don't want only these like warm tones, I've been also adding in forest moss here and there up against like the yellow parts, and it's so pretty. Go. Oh my gosh, this foam. This might be its last time. It's in pretty rough shape. Okay, I have more foams. Look, it's literally coming right off the Velcro. You're done. This time we're kind of doing a halo. Add in the orange around all the edges. And then that yellow right down the center. And I keep all of my flat foams tucked right underneath. And that way, for anybody, like for all my cubes, I've done that. So any cubes that you have, check them because there's a good chance that your foams, if you're using those Velcro blendy foams, that they'll fit under there. Spray my microfiber, clean off the desk. And you know what I didn't grab was packaging. Good news, always has close at hand. Oh, hey, Peggy. You made it. Oh yeah, I love those silly foam blenders. I have the domed ones too, but I'm not using that side. I don't use those as much. I think it's just because I don't like having to take out the container I'm storing them in. It's just so much easier to use the ones that are stored with the inks. Okay, let's see. We should be able to over cut this. You guys know how much I love my little quilty rotary cutter. It didn't cut. How rude. Okay. The lines. It didn't cut through my paper, so we're good. It's just a little. And something I do want to play with is my leaves being under the frame, but over the plastic. So I'm going to attach my leaves first. I think that's good, but I might flip it, but it goes on the same way. Either way. So I'm going to, I guess, for the ones on the back, let's tape one of them because we're going to be adding the plastic to the back of everything else anyway. So I'm kind of like popping some of these edges over the frame too. I think it just looks really cool. And then that guy's is fine to just stay there. This one I'm going to trim the excess. Yeah, I like that. Okay. So now we can add paper runner to all of this and pop our packaging onto the back. So now we have our little window made. And those sleeves will stay in place. So I kind of like that with maybe the pumpkin actually on this side. I like how this is like kind of curving with that. Like I would love this better if it went that way. So I don't love how it's pulling up. So I think I'd prefer, and it can hang over a little because it's still going to be inside of the mat. And we can just cover where it ends. But we can cover it up with one of our little pumpkins. Yeah, I just think that's going to be so cute. And see, our yellow is going to go underneath, which is going to pop that fossilized amber color. Like, honestly, that with a little sentiment, and we could be done. It's a cute layout to toot my own horn. But I'm just thinking, like, these are so cute. Ooh, I really wanted to do this big guy, but I love how that looks, filling out the rest of that curve. I think we have to do that one. And maybe the little leaves can go on the paper in the background to fill in this like upper part. And we can just pop in our little like, hey, pumpkin or happy fall, wherever. We'll stamp those and make brown. It's got a misty. Right, Peggy? It is meant to be there. It's meant to be there where it wants to go. So instead of fighting it, we will use it to our advantage. Let me just go ahead and attach this now. Because I want to stamp those leaves. I'm going to put that in the corner. We're going to put this about where it's going to go. Doesn't have to be perfect. And we will pick this up with our door. And pop that right out of the way. And we'll just do it with the red. Because we have like the extra orange, we have the extra yellow, but we don't have that maroon color anywhere else. Right, and then she's going to go there. Our sentiment can go on the leaf or on the window. Either way, it'll be on top. And the sequins and confetti are going to cover some of these leaves up anyway. Cute. Hey, Diane. Thanks for checking in with us. And Shirley, yeah, pumpkin on the stump. That's what she is. All right, we are going to stamp her on the ice rink cardstock because we're going to Olo tonight. We did quite a few lives now in a row with Olympics, so it's about time. Gotta bring out those Olos again. I gotta keep practicing. And we'll wait to do the sentiment until the end when I have a better idea of if we're doing it on the leaves or on the acetate, because then it'll, I think, depend like which color paper slash ink we're going to use, what combination we're going with. All right, let's get zoomed in here. Okay. We are going to, is that on my screen? Yeah, good, that's on my screen. It's on my picture, nothing's there. Let's start with some browns. Let's go 4.6. We're going to keep this a little simple. We're going to add a little shadow under our pumpkin. We're going to shade the outsides of our stump. And then the inside part, we're just going to enhance those artist strong lines. We'll go to 4.3. That's a hefty jump there, Olo. That's okay. I think we'll be able to blend it out. Just pull that color all the way down. While it's still wet, I'm going to bring in a little more of that first darker 4.6 just over that texture because it blurred it out a little too much for me. Don't know these all well enough to know if I have another color. Maybe we'll just finish it up. Okay. Maybe we'll still just using those same two colors, but just adding in a little more definition where that lighter shade really blended everything out. On camera, it feels like that looks so harsh, but in person, it's much softer. Interesting. Hey, Sherry. You're good. Oh, thank you, Shirley. It's just practice, I promise. It's nothing magical. Just lots and lots of practice. I don't know if that's a good thing to say or a bad thing. It just is, right? I'm gonna grab my little Olo hex chart that we use sometimes. This one's from Sandy Alma. I just got a digital file for a couple bucks and printed it out so I can swatch all of my Olos. And that's going to help me make some color choices for my pumpkin. Because what I can do is take my sheet and take my colors and start to see like, oh, 2.5 straight out the gate is giving me the right vibe. So we know we're going to do 2.5 if I can find it. So it doesn't look like it should be that color. Okay. O 2.5. And then maybe O 1.3. We're jumping, but they look like they're going to work. O 1.3, and then I need a darker. I'm thinking OR, either 2.6 or 1.6. 1.6 is closer on here, so in theory that should mean it blends easier. OR 1.6. If you've been here before, you probably remember that me and finding all those can be a challenge. All right, and then since I'm already here, our little pumpkin girl's going to need a scarf. So I'm thinking that kind of like dark maroon kind of color. So maybe R 1.8. Nothing looks like it should be that dark. See 1.7, which is good. We're probably going to need him, but I still need it. Mhm. Nope, don't see it. Mm. Good night, Kendra. Thank you for swinging in. That's what I'm gonna do. All right. Like, where is it? Doesn't make any sense. It's not on the back of any of those. I don't know. It's here somewhere. Okay. You know what? We're just going to pause on that. Let's work on pumpkin colors. Okay, we said 1.6. So I'm going to start by adding my shading to the lines of these kind of like lobes sections of our little pumpkin. And then also from the bottom. Pull some of that color down as well. We don't really have a center section, so I'm not going to worry about kind of doing our like rounded kind of ovals that I do sometimes. We're going to skip that today. I'm going to fill in the bottom with this medium O 2.5 completely. And then just use it at the top to really start to pull that color down. And then I think it was 1.3. And that's again going to help bring in that kind of golden color in our ink blending. Very cute. That took me longer to find the colors And it took me to color the pumpkin. Let's get crazy. I'm just gonna try something. I'm gonna go OR 4.8. This could be a terrible decision, but I just want some depth to the bottom and shadow parts of this scarf. So I'm gonna take my chances with this very dark brown right on the edge. And I'll go in with my 1.7. Because brown and red, and brown and orange for that matter, can be so closely related that sometimes you can really get away with swapping in a brown for your shadow. And I'm just going to go to 1.5 because it's the one attached to the other end. Very cute. Okay. She has a little candy corn nose. So it's yellow. No, it's orange, yellow, red, right? Or orange, yellow, white. I'm going to pick a different red orange just to try to make it not completely match, but it's probably going to match it. I'm going to leave the tip white. And then I kind of want to leave the dots on the scarf white, but nothing else is really white. So maybe we'll just tap in like a hint of color just so they're not so stark. I like that. It just needs it a tiny bit. And we need another brown for our stem. I don't even remember what brown we used. Change of undertones. I know it wasn't this. So the O 7.8 and 7.7. And I don't want green in my card. So we're going to take the same brown and add it to the grass, and it can be like little straw grass or something. I don't know. It's fall. Let's get our coordinating dies. Whoa. My my leaf die took a run for it. Okay, so we're gonna do that. I'm gonna trim this excess off. I'm probably, if we do white, I'll need that to stamp my sentiment. But I'm still not sold on the white. I think I'm leaning pebble because again, there's no other white on the card. We're gonna get a tiny white border around her, which is the reason I'm still leaving it as an option. Oh my gosh. So perfect. Right, I love her right there. So this is the vision so far. Right, like that. Like it. Where am I going to sentiment? We could do the Hey Pumpkin on the yellow because I kind of like, I don't really want to add it to these guys. We could pop it up here on this one. But I don't love that that's stacked. I kind of like the little Hey Pumpkin. And it could be cute to have it kind of like tucked in. Let's just go for it. Why not? Sherry, isn't it so cute? I love the orange too. I think it's a good one. Orange. Hello, fall. All right, so same deal as before. We're going to pop our bottom layer we're stamping on into position. Then we're going to put our paper where we think it's going to go. Not quite straight, but that's okay. We can shift it a little bit. Or not. Let's try that again. Hey, Judy B. I told the girls earlier I sent your card in the mail today, finally. That's pretty good. Lined up right with the edge. I think this I am going to stamp in black because I want it to separate itself from those backgrounds a little bit. Yeah, happy meal. Once I like actually sit down and start like writing them, because I'm putting like a little note in each one, and like once I'm in the rhythm of doing them, it's not hard to do. So I think we're going to keep doing this for a while. So if you haven't gotten one yet, don't worry. I might end up being a little late, but I'm not in any rush to stop doing them. So we didn't even need the other dies. Let's pop this guy into place. I don't know why I'm even grabbing this. I'm just gonna stick this a tape on. It's so cute. All right, so the last steps. Actually, let me pop this on a card base now. I think it's going to be easier to get it situated now than when there's foam and everything on it. Looks like my base was a little big. So that happens. I got my big chomper, which needs shoving, apparently. getting this little tiny bit. Also, we are 1 month out from my planner, like vision board workshop I'm doing at the Chicago Planner Conference. I know we've talked about it before that there's a little bit of overlap in the paper crafting and planner communities. So I'm getting very excited trying to get all of my class stuff together, my workshop stuff. It's like my first time doing like an in-person workshop like this, but part of me, I'm trying to like delusional rationalize things that like it's really not that different than doing a live, and I do those twice a week, so like basically the same thing, even though it's not. uh, all right, so I put my tape all the way around my foam. I'm not stressing about every single corner being perfectly flush because we're using sequins and not glitter. I did grab the sunshine, but I just think it's too yellow. So for the 6,000th time, we're going to use the gypsy confetti. Guys, at this point, probably know I love it. I'm also going to take my anti-static while I'm thinking about it brush, and I'm going to run this along the edges, because if we have a bunch of these sticking to the sides of the foam tape, you're not going to see like any of them because so much of the edges are covered with beads. I don't want it to be so much that it's powdery. Okay, and we're going to put our sequins here in the middle on our paper, trying to kind of flatten them out. We don't want any big clumps. I feel like I need to put in a request with Michelle for like, I need like brown confetti and I need like a dark red. Like doesn't have to be maroon, but it just need like a darker red, and I need a brown for sure. Okay, I'm gonna stand up. That pop into place. And that's perfect because when it's sitting up like that, right, you can see the hay pumpkin, you can see our whole little scene, but then you also can get the surprise of all those little sequins. It's so cute. Oh, I love that so much. She's got a good shake to her. All that sparkle. And you know what could be cute too? Because we're like actually running a little ahead of schedule. That's how you know that I love shakers, because they just like naturally go faster. Like a shaker card in theory, like if you're looking at all the steps, you'd probably be like, man, that's going to take forever. But for me, they go faster. I was gonna say it could be cute to like take some of the sequins and do a little like tuck. Mhm. Big. Yeah, I like that. So it's 3 at the top, 3 at the bottom. Just so even if the card is sitting on like a tabletop or something, you can still see a little sparkle. Stay there. That's fine. Now I know why Kathy Zilski boops. It's not just to boop, it's because it's awkward to just sit here in silence for a second while you're concentrating. Okay. There we go. Oh, I love that so much. So that is our happy little fall shaker card with some old favorites and some new fun staples. Just feel like I'm going to be using this octagon stitch die for like everything. So yeah, I hope that you guys enjoyed this one. I think it turned out super cute. Let's see. It looks like you guys are loving it. Thank you so much. Oh, I slayed. But I did. Thank you. Yay. Okay. I am I don't think I'm gonna have any of the new monthly things in time. I'm pretty sure anyway, for Tuesday. So we're gonna have to get more creative. I did see Gail mentioned in the comments at the beginning that somebody used a embossing folder on vellum and she loved the way it looks. So now I want to use embossing folder on vellum so that we can play with that. But I don't know if that's Christmas or fall or birthday. So if you guys could do me a favor and leave me some comments in the next couple days over the weekend, or if you're watching this in the replay later, let me know if you think we should do Christmas, fall, or birthday with our embossing folder vellum on Tuesday. That's your homework. Um, yeah, that's it. Oh, really quick, since we're finishing early, let me charge up my nails because I mentioned it the other day and I forgot. Because they're really cute. And then I'll leave you for the night. Let's see. Are they gonna glow? There you go. They're glowing. They're bright. All right. I hope you guys have a good weekend. Stay safe. For anybody who is having a really hard time right now, just know that we're thinking of you and sending you all of the positive vibes and love and support that we can. Hopefully, card making can be a happy escape for anybody who needs it right now. And yep, I'll see you guys back here on Tuesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Have a great weekend. And until next time, guys, happy crafting.